Tonight, lawmakers are still debating a bill that would add stronger punishment for drug dealers giving out fentanyl. There's been more than 7 hours of testimony in the House Judiciary Committee today.
It seems like there's wide agreement about the idea that Colorado needs harsher punishments for dealers, more resources for drug treatment. So most of the debate has centered on whether drug users should be facing felony charges for fentanyl. 9 News reporter Kelly Rinke joins us from the state capitol. And Kelly, we're expecting this to perhaps be an overnight debate.
This is a marathon. We have just passed more than 8 hours of testimony, and within that time, about 50 people have testified, and the lawmaker just 10 minutes ago tells me that they still have around 100 people waiting on the list to speak before these lawmakers. So safe to say it's going to be quite some time before any decisions are made tonight.
Your community corrections program.
One personal and difficult topic brought them all here.
That day ended with me uttering the most unthinkable and horrific words when I looked a doctor in the eyes and told them I was ready for them to shut the machines off my son.
Parents who lost a child to fentanyl want the state to respond, and lawmakers agree. That's how the discussion about this bill began on Tuesday.
What we are trying to do with this bill is ensure that those who survive a fentanyl poisoning or overdose are not just thrown into incarceration.
As written, this bill increases penalties for dealing fentanyl, creates an education campaign, and provides funding for treatment. What it does not do is make it a felony to simply possess less than 4 grams of fentanyl. Some working in the criminal justice system think that needs to change.
This bill, as currently written, will continue to treat possession of fentanyl the same as someone who steals a big screen TV from a big box store, and that is as a misdemeanor.
Most of the debate is focused on this very question. Some district attorneys believe it should be a felony to possess any amount of fentanyl.
We simply cannot go on treating fentanyl, this deadly poison, the same as, frankly, a shoplifting ticket with a summons and a release and a hope that they return.
A few lawmakers and community advocates push back on that idea. There's a fear it could be too harsh of a punishment for someone who didn't know they were taking fentanyl.
If someone is possessing it and they're not selling it, then they should be it should be allowed to be a misdemeanor so they don't have those additional felony collateral consequences.
How do we save lives looking forward? That is where I think a laser focus on public health strategies is the best, fastest, swiftest, and most aggressive solution.
Tonight, there was some emotional testimony from a family member of one of 5 people who died of a suspected fentanyl overdose in Commerce City in February. She thinks that her sister would have much rather been called a felon than to not be here with family today. Kyle.
Kelly, given what a priority this issue is for the Democrats who control the legislature, you have to think that they are going to make whatever modifications they need to get the votes to get things out of committee at some point. They're not just going to let the fentanyl bill die in a committee that they control.
Absolutely not. It seems like there is some consensus that something will pass out of committee tonight. What they're discussing is whether or not they're going to add amendments specifically on possession, and that's what they're debating currently right now, and that's what they've been talking about for many, many hours today.
All right, hours of night that will turn into hours of early morning. Kelly Rinke, thank you.